Thank you. Security. Okay, I started busking Bloor Street in Toronto in the late 80s, and I met a bunch of guys who called themselves the Pizza Park Tribe. And the way I met them, first day I was busking, this native guy came up to me. He said, "Can I have a loonie?" And I said, "Sure, help yourself." And the second day I was busking, another native guy came up to me and said, "Can I have a loonie?" So now I'm thinking, oh, I see, this is their territory and this is the rent I have to pay. I don't care, I like it here. Sure, help yourself. The third day, another native guy who I later learned was their leader, he came up and he said, "Can I borrow a loonie?" And I said, "Sure." 2 hours later, he came back and put the loonie back, and nobody else ever asked me for money. Meanwhile, I had written a song called Ancient Eyes about another native guy I met, and these guys heard it, and they would come by and request it, so that's how I got to know them. They were, maybe are, heavily into street theater. I could give you examples. The Indian walks to the end of the street. He's looking for someone he promised to meet, for a bottle of wine to share the defeat of a long time ago. The Indian's wearing a feather that fell, for a joke he has got it stuck in his lapel. It comes from a pigeon, 'cause the eagles don't dwell here anymore. And he panhandles change as he wanders along, and he dances in front of me as I play a song. And he asks if I've been in the city for long, in a voice as soft as the wind. Ancient eyes set in a face that is young, deep and wise, and rimmed in red overhung. He asked me if I need a good place to stay. There's a building that's vacant a few blocks away. You go in through the window, I'll show you the way, he says when I come back with my friend. And then he looks up the street and he lets his voice drop. Uh-oh, he says, here comes a cop. Just keep acting natural. I hope he don't stop, 'cause I'm hiding a bottle of wine. But the cop on the beat just shakes his head as they pass to the old window washer who is washing the glass, and who answers him what they need is a kick in the ass. Even though he himself has been burned. Ancient eyes studying the dust at his feet. No surprises does he expect in the street. And then he spreads out his arms like a circling bird, and he cuts a young businessman out of the herd, and he turns his hand over without saying a word, but all he gets back is ignored. So he shrugs and he waves at me and he walks off while I'm still smiling at him for his pantomime. And he calls back, I'll see you around on Indian time. Though I never did see him again, but I watched him go as he went after his drink, lost in in the crowd, pushed to the brink, but the spirit persists in an unbroken link. You can see looking back from those eyes, ancient eyes of the deer and the owl. The sweet grass rises, though the water is foul. La 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 la.